What up, Cooksy Mob? Hey, how we doing, guys? Hey, I don't know what's going on. Hopefully my mic's working. I tried something a little different. Let me know if there's any issues or if you can hear me. These days I'm going to get a better camera for my computer here. So anyway, guys, that was what a crazy race. What a crazy race. So thank you, Stuart. I was just about to ask about my volume. But man, how bad do you feel for Cooper Webb? That sucked. That was, it literally took the air right out of this whole thing. My first thought was, Coop came to race when he dove it in on Tomac. Then they come back through the whoops and he pins it and he goes high because, he kind of started the rough riding. Aloha, Matthew V. What's happening, my man? But yeah, I assumed he's there to race. We got ourselves a serious battle. What up, Dorian? And then he goes down, and I didn't think too much of it. And then Adam rode right into his head. Oh, that was gruesome. That was gruesome. And I hope he's okay. I seriously hope he's okay. PLC 21, what up? Yeah, it was awful, Gizano. Awful. Now, my first thought was don't blame. Oh, it was straight on. That was like fork tube to the head. I'm genuinely, not only was he unconscious, I'm worried that might have broke his neck. I was surprised they didn't have him C-collared. That was, to me, that seemed a little off. I don't understand. I didn't think there was anything until I rewatched it, Matthew. And then one of my friends, AJ, brought to my attention that he was in New Jersey and he didn't even think that Adam was in a position where he should have been racing because of the concussion. And it's quite often how many times do other people like get hurt from a guy with a concussion? It's quite a bit, man. This sucks. Eric West, what up? Cooksy Mob. Yeah, I'm afraid we won't see Cooper for a while either. And I'll be honest with you, I think that's the last time we see Cooper on a KTM. I think that's safe to say. He's not signed for outdoors. Rumor was he was headed to World Supercross, Ducati. There's all sorts of Super Tramp. Yeah, they probably should have red flagged it and just checked him and C-collared him. You guys know there's a pending lawsuit right now from Brian Moreau for them doing the exact same thing they just did to Cooper Webb, not immobilizing him, hauling him off on the thing, and now he's paralyzed. Yeah. Let's see, Juzon. As a retired medic, how careless they were. I would have been fine. Seriously, and that's the thing is, there's literally a pending lawsuit. Yeah, I would hope that if there's no C-collar, I don't know how those medics could have determined. And when you've had your head hit like that, you could have a broken neck and just get right up because you're just loopy. It's almost like having a painkiller. But I was absolutely gutted for him, and then to see Anderson go off. And we talked about Anderson if you were at the prediction show. Andre Paulette, I don't know how to say it, probably from French. I don't think it was his neck. It was his back. Neck, back, anything related to the spinal cord or central nervous system, just C-collar him. It's not that hard. C-collar, just for safety reasons, C-collar and get him out of there. I'm sure AC felt horrible. I don't think it was, there's no chance, and nobody would ever do that on purpose. They just wouldn't. And that's why I'm not trying to trash on AC. I just think that they need to sit these kids out. I say kids, but sit these guys out when they hit their head. Adam was riding 2 inches over his front. Go back and watch it. Watch how far he rides before he didn't even square the turn. Like, it was almost like, scary. And while Adam didn't try to do it, I don't think he should. Maybe he shouldn't have been riding. PLC 21, I don't necessarily agree it's not completely AC's fault. AC has a lot of blame on that. I believe AC probably should have sat out. I believe Yeah, it's I mean, it's a bad part of the sport because it's a dangerous ass sport. You got dirt bikes out there racing, and they make it look so easy. You forget that something serious can happen. And I mean, you hit somebody that hard in that back of the head, and it rips their spinal cord and severs the brain stem. We're talking fatality, and that was pretty close. Had that fork tube caught the lower edge of his helmet, maybe. Woo, yeah, that would have been bad. But I'll move off of that. But before I get off of that, how many dudes hit tough blocks? Let me just suggest something to Feld. Don't even change to tough blocks. Keep your stupid tough blocks out there. Stop putting them on the downsides of jumps. That's it. Keep them on the up. Just don't put them on the downside, just like the triple. So if a guy gets squirrely and he's about to land off the track, sure, at least by the time he hits the one going back up, he can get on the brakes. But yeah, especially on a track like this when it's muddy. So every time they cover the track, this is what happens. So they cover the track, they keep it dry. What happens is the top of the track stays dry and that water puddles. It's not completely sealed, but it puddles in the bottoms of the rhythm section. So you can't see how soft it is right there. So then you get like a soft to a hard, and then you get like a little ledge on there, almost like a curb at the bottom. And that's what Kenny was talking about. Like that's what got him in 07 or 17 is because they cover it. And I'm not saying they shouldn't cover it. I'm not saying any of that issues. I'm just saying when you know the tracks like that, dudes are going to go left. They're going to go right. Make sure the damn tough blocks are off the back of the jump. That's it. That's it. In the second heat race, I was so disappointed in Chase Sexton. I think he's Justin Barcia's bitch. I think fact that he caught him and didn't put him in the front row after the three things that he's done to him this year was disappointing. I'm like, come on, man. Like, he owns you. He owns you. Although that sucked that he got hurt. And yeah. And then I don't know if you guys caught this. This is pretty funny. I love Stewart. I'm not trashing Stewart at all. I think he's one of the best guys in the booth. I love listening to him. I love the crazy things he says. I love the nicknames he has for the guys. But he compared the off camber. He said, like riding on an ice cream cone upside down. What? You lost me there, James. I love it. I love the German chocolate. I love feeling dangerous, all that stuff. Yeah. Is that similar to when McGrath was complaining about tough blocks as a racer? Yeah, it's a problem. The problem is yeah, that was funny. I like it, Andre. That was funny. I love the ice cream cone, but I took a while. I really, really pondered that one for a while, and I'm like, huh. Sea shanty, you just made my day with that one. It's like that was probably the funniest comment I've seen in a while. It's like skating on a pond when it has a duck. That's good, man. But I love JS7 in the booth. That's part of what I love about him. Is he just throws it out there. Before we get into the results, let's run down the 250s first. How about it? Hunter Lawrence's coronation. And I do love that during Race Day Live, Wygant did a really good job. And it pains me to give anyone from Racer X credit, but Jason Wygant did a really good job at revisiting. People forget that when we had the COVID year, when the guys were at Loretta Lynn's, Hunter was coming off so many injuries, dislocated his shoulder. I talked to his agent, Lucas Myrtle, the super agent. They had to talk him off the ledge. He had quit. He had retired. He was done. He was not going to continue racing. His career was over. Take that and tell him this is on the horizon. Oh my God. Like, even if you had told him a Supercross win was in his future, DJ Ray, what up? Cooksy Mob. If you'd have told him this is in his future, he would have taken it, just a win. And it's nice to see Smoking Joe Schmoda out there. Looked really good. Had the fastest lap of the race at a 54.0. Hayden Deegan looking really good, battling up there. And God, he wanted Jordan so bad, but he just made too many mistakes. Let's see. What about when Stewart made a joke about lasagna? Yeah, I don't care. I don't care. I love James Stewart. I love when people just say what's on their mind. Put your foot in your mouth once in a while. I don't care. I'd much rather that than someone like, I don't mean to trash on Dungy, but Dungy sucks on the mic. Ryan Dungy is the most vanilla, boring personality I've ever seen. And what's crazy is that's not actually him, because when he cuts loose, he's a bit angry, he's a bit wild. He's got a little bit side to him. But yeah, seeing Jordan Smith, it was funny too. The Lawrence brothers have such a good racecraft. I'm so impressed with both of those guys. They both, uh, I think JS7 meant ice cream. That's why he was a great rider. Yeah, anyway, it's good stuff. JS7. Yeah, I don't care. I like his vocabulary way better than Ricky Carmichael's. Ricky Carmichael says it. He comes off a little bit smug. James just comes off fun. But okay, so back to Lawrence Brothers Racecraft. They are so good at letting the race come to them. Did you guys see how Hunter Lawrence, he knew it was Jordan Smith in front of him. He knows this track's sketchy, so he just rides, and he knows almost 100% Jordan's going to make a mistake. And if Jordan doesn't, he just turns it on in the last 5 laps. It was awesome. Him and his brother. I almost wonder, you can teach racecraft, you can learn racecraft, but I think some of that is just genetically, it's awesome. It's pretty damn amazing. So, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, Hunter is the man. Hayden Deegan, second in the points, so much better than I expected after his performance in Anaheim. And that's what I judged all the stuff that people freaked out over was I judged his Anaheim. And I said, after Anaheim, he shouldn't have gone pro. He's a moron, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I disagree. I totally disagree. I screwed up. That was the right thing to do for him to go pro. He's awesome. I'm a Hayden Deegan fan, and I love in that heat race how he not only stayed right on Jordan Smith, he actually, let's see. Let's give it up to Adam Jones. Gear was Hunter was wearing. Adam Jones, the freestyler? I don't know the story on that. Fill me in on that one. But Hayden Deegan coming in there in the last lap. Jordan Smith's in front of him. You know damn well he's too far back to pass him. But the way he dove down, that's the equivalent of like a UFC fighter looking at a guy across the ring and going, like, that's what he did to Jordan Smith. And I love that part about him. Oh, Adam Jones, Tool guitarist. That's pretty cool. I didn't know that. Thank you. I did not know. That's pretty badass. I love Tool. Thank you, guys. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Maynard James and all that. I was told both Jet and Hunter are going 450 and that Honda had signed Joe Schmoda to take over on the 250 program. Deegan totally let him know. Oh, okay. So that makes sense. That makes sense to why Hunter had the guitar afterward. I just figured because it was Nashville and it was like Music City, I figured that's why he had it. Max Anstey, bit of a win hangover, but hey, he got 5th, lost a point to Deegan. I'll be honest, at this point, I'm just really cheering for Deegan to hold on and get second in this series. I love it. Hey, Mr. Average Gnome ABQ, I love when Deegan picks on anyone. I think, like I said, I think he's the anti-hero I've been waiting for. I've been waiting for a guy to just be able to just screw you. Like, he doesn't take shit from anyone. It's awesome. Max Anstey, yeah, he had a bit of a win hangover, but he looked good. Jeremy Martin, listen, I don't care where Jeremy finishes. I know he feels like it's his job to be out there. I don't care. I just want him healthy for outdoors. Yeah, you know what? Deegan is like Bob Hanna, and Bob Hanna did whatever it took and did not make any apologies of it. And yeah, J Mart's tough as nails. He's one of those guys that needs to be protected from himself, and that's why I would sit him down until outdoors. But he signed to do a job, and that's what he does. So good on him. Tom Vial, gosh, yeah. Matthew V. Yeah, win hangover. It's a legit thing. I mean, especially when you have when you have them later in your career like that, you definitely can have a win hangover. Chris Blows hanging in 8th place. One of my favorite riders. You guys know that. Chris Blows, gosh, I wanted so bad for him to get a podium. And that's kind of talking to him before he took this opportunity. That's really why he took the opportunity. I think he thought that's been a career goal of his for a long, long time. He hasn't quite got there, and he thought this bike could get him there. He's got one more opportunity in Salt Lake at the East-West. Who knows? Man, you never know. Henry Miller looks fast. I don't know about you guys, but I've seen flashes of him, and man, he's good. He's really good. Cullen Park, he's been battling around 10th. I was glad to see Talon Hawkins make the main. I got nervous after his heat race. Poor Caden Braswell. It seemed like every time I looked in the main, he was down. Shimoda is kicking Deegan off the podium. Yeah, don't worry about that. That won't be for long. Deegan will be kicking everybody off the podium here pretty soon. Who'd have thought I said that? Yeah, if Barsha is still in it when Deegan gets to the 450 class, we'll be in for some fun stuff. Oh, dude. Deegan will not. Well, that's the thing is I don't think Barsha will mess with Deegan because he knows Deegan will not take it. Barsha messes with people when he can make them his bitch. Chase Sexton is his bitch right now. He messes with guys. Even Roxon didn't come back on him. Roxon let him have it. He didn't come back on him because he was just, they're afraid. They know it's scary to ride around a guy who doesn't mind having mutually assured destruction and will absolutely smash it. I can't wait to see Andre. I can't wait to see Jet and Barsha race. Yeah, it's probably going to be next year. Yeah, early reports on Barsha aren't good. I believe collarbone. I don't know though. I'm gonna have to text. I got some good contacts over at that. I don't know. These days, I just kind of wait for their Instagram. Yeah. Tomac. It was crazy. It was. I thought it was funny how not funny, but it was very telling to his manager to go up there and say, "Hey, ride just like Webb's still out there," which that's actually what he should have done and what he did. Because I mean, if he slows down too much, gets a 10th, and Sexton wins, we got ourselves in another title battle. So it doesn't matter. He did exactly what he needed to do. Got out there out front, and like he said, when he had that moment in the whoops, which was frightening for him and all his fans. Yeah, and then he decided. He said he rode. He let it go and just rode it on in. And I'm not gonna lie. Was anyone else waiting for the Sexton crash? I was like, oh boy. The 2-minute mark, I'm like, okay. Anytime the camera was off him, I was just like waiting for the crowd to go, because that's just what he does. But maybe he's over that. Maybe he's past that. And it's funny that now he's past that and he's on the Honda, and now he's got to go to the KTM and try and figure that out. And I don't know. I don't think a lot of the guys are super happy with that bike. Matthew V. I don't see Sexton goofing up another. I bet he goofs up one or two more, but I don't think that's going to be. Hopefully, he's gotten past it being his thing. Yeah, and Justin Hill. Tell me how badass Justin Hill looked out there. Justin Hill looks like a man. Okay, so the thing about Justin Hill, obviously both Hill brothers, so damn talented. They're good. I mean, those guys can ride bikes, but they're also free spirits. They got to have a reason. You ask yourself, why? Why do you do this? Why do you do this? And I think he asked himself a lot when he was coming up. Once he got the two Supercross title, he just didn't have a why. And I don't think he had that fire. He's always had the talent, but he didn't have that fire. So now he goes, gets married. He's got 2 kids. He's got the why. And I'll tell you what, if I'm a factory guy, a factory team, I'm making room for him and probably Josh, or we keep them together and just add factory support to Team Tedder. Whatever you do, the Hill brothers can get on the top. Justin Hill can win races. That I'll say that right now. Justin Hill next year will be, if he keeps this fire, can win races, period. He can win races, win a title. He's looking like the guy we thought he could be when he, dominated those heat races, or the heat race in Tampa. Sea Pirate or Sea Shanty Pirate, if he can focus. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. He's got a wife, 2 kids. The party phase that I heard he was in, that was a lot of it. A lot of guys, I know some guys pretty close to the Hill brothers, and they were like, dude, how are you still racing Supercross and partying this much? It was pretty crazy. The JGR thing was not good when he was on the Suzuki. He just didn't care. He wanted to get to the 450. It was, yeah. Yeah. Sorry, guys. I forgot about Ken Roxon. Ken Roxon quietly got a 3rd place. Justin Hill might have given Supercross a second chance, 1,000%. Justin Hill, I'll tell you what, and also that team that signed Justin Hill for World Supercross has to be licking their chops, going like, yes, we got ourselves a guy. We got ourselves a guy to win. I think he's probably one of the favorites heading into World Supercross. Back to the race results. I jumped ahead because I'm so excited about the Hill brothers. Ken Roxon was third. Colt Nichols was fourth. Ken Roxon has, I mean, he's good. He doesn't have that late fade. He's still on a Suzuki. And he did say he got a little bit nervous on this track, the way that it broke down, kind of like 2017. Colt Nichols, yes. So happy for Colt Nichols. Colt Nichols he's a good guy. He's somebody I wish was better in this, or wish had a more opportunity. If there was more opportunity in the sport, it's just hard. It's crazy that a guy as good as Colt Nichols has to pretty much beg for a 450 ride. It's such a bummer. I really do wish that the Supercross, like the 250 class, was wide open. If the 250 class is wide open, he'd have a job. I think they need to get rid of the whole 250 East-West, have turn the futures into the feeder series, and then have 250 Premier and 450 Premier. That's it. I 100% think, and then we have more futures rounds, and we turn the futures into a true feeder class. In my opinion, that's what I would do. Clearly, they'll never do that if I talked about it. Let's see. Nyler 8 Buds. I'm sorry, your name is killing me. I don't know how to say that. At first, I thought timing and scoring was having an issue with Colt. I know. I had to do a double check too. It didn't hurt that so many guys were out. It didn't hurt that Jason Anderson's not feeling it. And Adam Cincerillo was probably distraught after what happened, after ending Cooper Webb's season probably, and championship. And, and like I said, Adam probably shouldn't have been racing. Yeah, and I'm not saying they do futures every week, but you could have futures in a few regions. We'll see. I would, if they really wanted to do it, and I'd put futures on 2 strokes or have futures as a stock class, something crazy like that. But now I'm just completely spitballing. Jason Anderson, we talked about it in the show, the preview show. Let's see. Didn't he break both arms? You're talking about Colt Nichols, I believe. Colt Nichols broke both arms in the 250 class. Yeah. Yeah, last year. Remember the first race of the season in the heat race? Joe K was like 7 people on the lead lap. Track was single lane and boring. Joe K, I totally agree with you. Why the fuck do they keep putting dragons backs on the tracks? I would love to see, maybe this Clinton Fowler guy can put a stat together. How many factory guys or racers have been injured on Dragon's back? I swear, every nasty Dragon's back costs us one rider all the time. This time it cost us Justin Barsha. Mimo Vasquez, what's happening? You finally made it. Shout out to AC coming from last through the pack. Yeah, AC did okay. Like I said, I think he was kind of in his head a little bit after what happened. But why do they put dragons back out there? It's so stupid. Don't get me wrong; they're very challenging, but they're so dangerous. Whoever puts those out there probably didn't ride, or probably doesn't. It frustrates me. Not because yes, I understand the best guys, and they say that, oh, if you don't like it, it's dangerous, slow down. They're not going to slow down. They're going to go for it. But then we're just going to lose 1 or 2. Think about pro football, all the rules they put in to protect quarterbacks. You know why they do that? They do that to protect the stars. The stars sell tickets. How many people were going to go to Salt Lake that probably won't go now that it's not going to be, then Tomac will probably wrap it up next week? A lot. It matters. The Dragons' backs are too nasty. I mean, why don't we just put razor blades on the other end of them? What are we doing here? They had that one at Anaheim 2 that had a dragon to like a tabletop, like a step down tabletop. That's fine. I'm okay with technical challenging, but you don't have to make it do or die. Yeah, exactly. G Zeno. Yeah, Dragons back, Webb, Texas. I'm telling you, about one of the big stars we lose every single race. They put one of those nasty ones, and they added that extra whoop in too. That was not good. Let's see. Jason Anderson, Dean Wilson. Dino looked good. We saw a Dean sighting. I love Dean Wilson. Dean Wilson's awesome. It's nice to see him get a little TV time. Nice to see him get a little action in there. Then Adam, hey, Kyle Chisholm, 9th place for Kyle Chisholm on a Suzuki on the other side of 30, hired as a test rider for Kenny. Kyle Chisholm, 9th place. What a badass. Good on Kyle Chisholm. That's awesome. And then Josh Hill making history with his brother. 2 brothers inside the top 10. Although that'll probably be a regular thing with the Lawrences. So enjoy that record while it stands. Justin Starling looking good. 11th. Apparently these guys, okay, so I don't know about you guys, but they are pounding this Supercross playoffs thing to death. I don't know if you guys, and they keep saying when a guy wins a race, he qualifies, which is not accurate. When you win a race, you qualify to go to the LCQ at the playoffs. You're not actually in the playoffs. So it doesn't do any damn good because there's no chance in hell they're leaving any factory riders out of that LCQ. Guess what? You're qualified for being a factory rider. You don't have to win a race. You don't think if Nate Thrasher hadn't won a race, but he's still healthy, they're going to put him in the LCQ if they want him to. This playoff thing is really starting to annoy me. I feel like it's almost taking away from, like, if I just turned this on and I was, watching this race, I'd be like, well, that's cool. Okay, this is awesome. Eli's winning this, but the playoff, isn't that the champion? Yeah. So I don't know. I just think it's stupid. Rando, see you later, brother. Oh, Rick Rossi, my man. Yeah, dude, that was crazy, that shock. Have you guys ever had a shock blowout? It's scary. You lose all that oil and you got yourself like a spring. I had to ride a desert bike back about 5-10 miles on one of those things through some nasty whoops. I swear to God, I thought I was going to die. I can't imagine how that happened in Supercross, having that thing just blow out. And I can understand why he didn't finish. Yeah, straight up pogo stick. They're scary. Joe K, can we all agree we need to get Stewart a fresher suit? No, we cannot agree with that, Joe K. Stewart looks like a pimp. I feel like I need to dress more like Stewart, actually. I feel like James Stewart, he wears it, then it's all approved for us. I don't feel like we could ever make fun of James Stewart's style. That's one you can trash on his language, all that stuff. James Stewart has style. Danny V, track designer, must have played Excite Bike when they were younger. Absolutely. Yeah. And that's great on Excite Bike. But yeah, let's see. Kevin Moranz, guys, he missed it by 1 spot. I picked him for my wild card. I love Kevin Moranz. Kevin Moranz is awesome. I wish he would get a chance. That's another guy like Colt Nichols and these guys. Somebody I'd just love to see him get an opportunity, and I think he could do something with it. And Tristan Lane, 13th place. I think somebody on the prediction show said that I should pick him as my wild card. Whoever that was, props to you. Josh Cartwright, we talked about him in the prediction show. He made the main. We weren't sure if he was going to. I said I thought he would because there's a lot of guys out. And man, that move he did where he let Max Miller get by him in the heat race, I was like, no, are you serious? What are you doing? Logan Carnow, my boy, OnlyFans, love it. Real JD, dude, you can catch up on this. I appreciate all your support, my man. Go eat with your family. Devin Simonson looks like he's starting to become a 450 regular in these main events. That's 2 in a row. Max Miller got his first. Placement makes the Dragons back worse, plus being hard like concrete, cupped. Yeah, absolutely. And I don't know when they do the track designs if they know what the dirt's necessarily going to be like. In Nashville, a place they hadn't been in a couple years, but at the same time, yeah, if you're going to do a Dragons back, do it like into a turn or I don't know, into one of those elevated turns. Just, I don't know. They just need to be a little bit. We can't lose one factory guy every single time. While it's a cool obstacle and might look cool a couple times, to do it every single lap is just dangerous. Let's find a different way to challenge them where we don't lose them. That's my point. Cade Clayson, Shane McElrath, poor Barsha, and Harlan. JD, repping, hit that like. I appreciate it. Fast Freddy was so close in that LCQ. Freddy's a bad dude. So we got 18 points in 2 rounds. Does anyone think Chase Sexton can make a race out of this? I don't. He's probably going to win the next 2, and Tomac's going to manage it and be your 2023 champion. And he's an all-time great. This will be 3 championships, and he's over 50 in Supercrosses. Damn. He's all time. Let's see. Look at the points here. Ken Roxon, 280. He'll probably pass Webb because I think Webb probably will be done for the year. So that'll put him on the podium. Hey, good on him. If Roxon could end the season in 3rd, hey, that's a victory on the Suzuki. And I'm not trying to trash the Suzuki, all you Suzuki lovers, but I think we can all agree the bike's just a couple percent off the other manufacturers. Let's see. Bubba only 2 all time. I thought Bubba was tied. So I'd have to look at that. Probably right. All right, guys. I'll answer some questions if you got them. Power Sports. Man, I thought Webb broke his neck at first. Made me sick to my stomach. Seriously. And I don't know if you guys, when he didn't move, I was frightened. I was just praying that it wasn't like one of those Raptor foot pegs that caught him. Like that could have been so bad. Like, this sport is dangerous. You'll never make the sport safe. On a flat turn or just a tricky turn, we had some sort of gnarly accident that took out Cooper Webb. Yet they add stupid stuff like the Dragon's back. Seriously, best wishes for Webb. Like, he's one of, you can say what you want about him being cocky, being this, being that. He is good for this sport. The finger gun, the talking crap, the attitude, the toughness, the mental toughness. I mean, he showed up there and he was going for it. That's literally what he was going for. Cody MacArthur, why don't these guys wear neck braces and pads? I don't know why they don't wear more pads. That's silly to me that they don't wear more pads. But the neck brace is they restrict your movement. These guys are constantly hunched over and you're looking back and it pushes their head down. And then when you add the neck brace, it's just some guys, there's a few guys that like them. T-Cross, they absolutely should have C-collared Webb. That was stupid that they didn't C-collar him and cart him off. So, yeah. But anyway, guys, that's it. You guys have a wonderful Saturday. It's early. I can't believe it. It's 4:00 Pacific here. Neither eight, but is the videos with Gina done? I don't know. It's hard to coordinate. She's a school teacher. I have 3 jobs. It's tough. I don't know if I'll get many more videos with Gina. If we do, I was thinking about just trying to do a MMA channel. I love UFC, and I was trying to get a sponsorship for gambling, stake.com. I was trying to get those guys in. So we'll see. Hey, Hayden Kane, the difference between wearing a chest protector when you're young and when you're not, and not when you're old. Dude, I'll tell you what, at this age, I'll wear any pad you have if it protects me a little bit more. So let's see. Everything you do is fun and enjoyable. Just don't do politics and all is good, bruh. If I do politics, I will warn you it's politics and you can skip that one, bro. Sometimes I like talking a little bit of politics when it pisses me off. But I think they're all stupid. Both red and blue. A couple of dumb. They're all dumb. It's the whole system. But I'll stop talking about that. All right, guys. Thank you, and I'll catch you later. Appreciate it. Cooksy Mob, you guys kick ass.